Succession and transition are not merely organizational processes. These are transformative journeys that ripple across entire communities, ecosystems, and industries. From family businesses to corporate enterprises, the decisions made during these transitions can shape the future trajectory of any organization and any community alike. The number of succession situations in the public and private sectors are staggering. Every year, there are hundreds of thousands of situations where a successor is ramping up or an organization is trying to find a succession candidate. And more often than not, the succession is going through a rough time with challenges versus smooth sailing. This has far reaching consequences and impact on a personal level for the owner or the leader and the successors, but also it reaches far into the extended field of the organization or the family business and the families that are related and connected to the organization. At the heart of the succession lies a series of key dynamics that can either propel organizations forward into success or plunge them into a downward spiral, a death spiral. One of such dynamics is a vicious cycle of decline that often accompanies hesitance to invest in the future. As the owners approach retirement age, they may prioritize their personal financial security over the long term viability of the business. And this is in no way a judgment. It is just completely understandable that the owner who has invested his life and time into the business wants to also make sure that she or he is financially stable and sound way into the retirement age. Now, this reluctance to invest leads to a decline in innovation, in attractiveness, and ultimately the ability to attract suitable successors. In short, less investments leads to less innovation power, less attractiveness, and less perceived value, which creates less earning power for the organization. And then in turn, it has less resources to invest. And so the cycle begins again and again. And it can turn into a real death spiral for any organization. This decline sets off a chain reaction, further eroding the organization's competitiveness, and also it makes it difficult to find a successor who is willing and able to sign up into such a scenario. As the investments dwindle, the organization's appeal diminishes, making it increasingly difficult to attract and retain also the top talent, which can further worsen the situation. And this altogether can put pressure on the profit margin, and it perpetuates this cycle of decline and again and again. But there's also a good news in this dynamic because this cycle can also work in exactly the other direction. Continued investment can lead to more innovation power, a higher attractiveness, more earnings, and more reasons to invest to generate even more attractiveness and innovation power. This is a growth loop, which is attractive and has a snowball effect. Success breeds success and it attracts more successors. Now, the question is what can owners, leaders, and entrepreneurs do? Here are some systemic approaches which can be vital in such a situation. And first, I want to outline these, and then in the upcoming episodes, we will dive into these a little bit deeper one by one. The first is to create what I call a systemic scenario. By that I mean a set of possible and potential futures which can be in resonance and provide peace for the parties involved. And this is often the starting point in a succession situation. The question is, what would be an attractive future for me as an owner of a business or a founder of the business? And how can I leave the organization, the people, and the relationships in good hands? Secondly, a systemic approach for engagement and onboarding. What I often find is that new people, especially new leaders and managers and owners in an organization, have a hard time finding their place. So it is really important to identify and find the right place for being able to act with confidence and in resonance with the organization. Not finding the right place often leads to dissonances and entanglement, which can further threaten the success of the organization and create a lot of frustration in the entire field. Number three, and this is also very different from situation to situation. But in the essence, it will be good if a successor and the owner can identify their earn in and their earn out. By that, I mean creating a feasible pathway for giving and taking in such a situation. Oftentimes, we find that the person who is prepared to take over a business may be in an early stage of their career and does not have the financial resources to invest completely in a business. And in that scenario, it is important to understand and to create a pathway. What is the owner prepared to give and receive? And what is the successor prepared to contribute so that they are step by step on the pathway to earn the organization or earn the ownership of the organization? Now, this is more a topic for balancing the relationships and strengthening the relationships between the successor and the owner. But of course, there are many rather technical implications for that, which are a different story, of course. So, in the following episodes, we will dive a bit deeper into each one of these approaches. Keep in mind, succession and transition is never a smooth sailing, and it can lead to a set of complex dynamics. In most cases, it's a highly dynamic and a highly emotionally engaging process. And we need to better understand the changes over time and our systemic approaches that we can use in order to support this process. So I'm looking forward to having you in the next episode. Follow for more and good luck.